Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Death Note. It's episode 9 and as always, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions. Follow the links, replace the parentheses dot parts with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. What to say? That was entertaining. Really good. Finally, a direct confrontation, which is why the episode is called Confrontation, sure. So we have Kira and Elle standing next to each other, sitting next to each other, talking to each other, and, well, kind of knowing they are the other one, right? Okay, I will get to that. So, first things first, apples. As weird as it may sound. I am still not sure completely if it was a wise move from Kira to tell Elle that God of Death, that the Shinigami like apples. Because there are two sides to it. On the one hand, he was able to use it against Ryuk. Because he could point out that Elle knows it, right? So he used this as a tool to press Ryuk into doing what he wants. On the other hand, he really has given a clue, and there are apples in the house as example. I don't know about you, but as example, my mother would realize if whysoever her son is starting to eat way more apples than ever before. And I'm talking about a lot of apples. Ryuk is eating multiple ones a day. And thus she doesn't know he's there. She will surely guess it is light. So that might give a hint. As well as example, just the father coming home again and again, and now there are apples on the table. There will be some time when he says like, why do we have so much apples in the last time? She will say, yeah, well, your son is eating a lot of them. It is a clue, and I think it is a very, very dangerous one. Which brings me to the apples and Ryuk. It seems like he is really in need of those, so it's like a drug for him. He told us that they don't have those in the other world, in the world where the Shinigami come from. So what's happening there? I guess it just started over here, right? So that will make it hard for him to return there, because he cannot take an apple tree with him. And even if, it will be gone within minutes, I guess. So that is a problem for him there. Commencing from the last episode, Light thought about how to fool the investigation, and he did it by killing randomly. So he remembered names and wrote them later on when he was out on the streets, and gave dying times like days later and stuff like that, so you cannot really tell it is him there. Thus he watched TV, seeing major suspects, major criminals, and they did not die instantly. It lowers slightly the amount of suspicion against him. So I see that it's a clever move. Still, he's at like around 5%. Because, and that is a sentence I really liked in this episode, he is too perfect. And yes, he is. He is Mr. Perfect. You know, good looking, best student, 100%, right? Spokesperson for the students here, and very liked by monitor everyone, the perfect son, all of that. So, too perfect. And it's this idea of Elle, nobody can be so perfect. So, there's something weird going on with him. And Elle stated that the mind of Kira has now reached a godlike level. Not in the meaning of being clever or intelligent, although I have to give it to him, he's really clever. No, but in the regards of how he is judging death, how he is bringing death on others, so he's not moving his face. Elle doesn't know, but for just 5%, it seems like Elle is very much right now following his guts. So he's like, I only have a 5% chance, but it feels like it has to be one of them in the households. And they are not moving their faces at all. They are just behaving perfectly normal. So that is what he meant with a godlike level, that God does not care if he or she smashes little insects. So kind of that's what Kira is doing as well. I can see that. We then had both of them at the university, so that was surprise. So L went out into the open, and I mean he is. You can recognize him. Let's say it that way. And that is the interesting thing. Wouldn't there be, I don't know, like reports somewhere in the world about him? Not about L, but about the real person that is behind him, right? The name. A boy, a young boy, possibly, who is sitting on chairs instead of sitting in them. Who has this facial expression which is very strange. Stuff like that. I guess he's clever enough, so he possibly scrubbed his history, so he possibly removed those. But if not, that might be a lead, a tracker. And the other thing that I mentioned during the reaction, he drove away in the limousine. So there are multiple things there. There is a number plate, which you can track and follow, and we know that Light has access to his father's computer, right? So there might be an option for that, and by that you can follow way more and more and more where he's going, who he is, and everything. And the chauffeur, the one that drove him, the driver, was the old man again. And that's something you can track as well. You have a face now, and I'm pretty sure you could get the name of this old man. And you have a connection. Those two work together. So, yes, getting out and confronting Light directly was a very clever move. A gutsy move, but it is a really, really dangerous one. Because I mean, I will wait for it, but I would be surprised if Light would not at least check some of that background. While on the other hand, and that's the problem that Kira is having now, it is too open, right? It is this, hey, I am Light. I'm L, sorry. This Light and L is always confusing me. I am L statement put him under pressure, because right now he cannot kill him. Because L is clearly not the real name, so he has to find out the real name. But even if, it is this moment of, I've confronted you directly. If you kill me now, everyone will know you are. Right? At least, I guess the people from the investigation will know. And the same goes for the chauffeur and everything like that. If around L, people are starting to die now, he will know it is the suspect I confronted. It just increases the chance a lot. So he put on handcuffs on him. And that is pretty interesting. It works for a time. But I think it will not work very long, because there are ways around it. And yeah, we will see. The idea was the fake name, Ryuga Hideki. That was clever. So he took the name of a known artist, a pop star, I think, who has a very, very known face. So when you hear this name, you have the face of this person in mind. And so it is clear that his name is fake. Kira knows that. And if he would write it down, knowing it is fake, he would think of the pop star. So the pop star would die, and L would know, okay, it's you. That is a very clever way of making yourself invincible for time being. And I can clearly see that Kira was upset about it. Man, he was mad, right? He was angry because he got played. It is not just the thing that he got played, it is additional the thing that it was rubbed in his face directly. And he cannot react to it directly. So he kind of got shown that in this situation he was powerless. And that is something that triggers people all the time. If you show them that they are powerless, that you have control, you will trigger people. He was able to suppress it, to not react there. And he's going for this friendship now, which is interesting. So they will play best friends with each other, a pal, right? But he's so upset that he said, "I will kill him with my bare hands." So he wants to do it directly himself, and that's a difference because he's emotionally involved, and that might be the opening L needs. Question is how good Kira is at controlling his emotions. We've seen so far that he's pretty good, but we've seen that he's like exploding in his room as well. So, I think that will make the difference if he is able to check his own feelings. It was a really good episode. I like it. And we are closer to each other now, so it is going to be a direct confrontation, battle of wits, as he said himself. There was one more thing I wanted to check. Let me see. 12:20 around. Here we are. Just waiting for my hard drive. There it is. No. Not that one. That one. Well, that's not really much of information, but okay. So you cannot kill a god of death, a Shinigami, with knife or shots or whatever. But there are ways which are not generally known to the gods of death, which is interesting. So those ways are not even known to the Shinigami. And if I see that, come on, there will be something like that. Additionally, the fact that in this episode we had one Shinigami, the one with the what is his head? The feathers on his head. He said that he will have a look into it. So the Shinigami are watching what Ryuk is doing and having fun about it. And there's one who was kind of pointed out that wants to look himself now. So it feels a little bit to me that possibly he will pop up on Earth and maybe interfere. So I kind of, it might happen that Kira will go in against one of the Shinigamis, has to go against one of them. So that's interesting, and if that is true, that is why this appeared. Not known ways. The question is, can you use a Death Note for it? Who knows? So, that's it from me this time. I hope you enjoyed it. I did for sure. And until the next time, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.